I ranked every single Clash Royale card in the game. I'm not kidding you. I spent over an hour ranking all 107 cards. So if you enjoyed this video, subscribe, and make sure to leave all of your opinions in the chaos that will be the comment section. Alright, let's start the tier list. Starting with the first card. No, let's not have an F tier. Let's make it something more accurate, like remove. There we go. Now it's more accurate, and we can put E-Barbs right there, because it doesn't deserve to be in the game. Now the Wizard is an example of a perfectly balanced card. We'll put it at B for balance. Pekka, I'd say it's above balanced. Now, I hate the Expo, so I'm gonna remove it from the game because it should not exist. The Bomber, I'd say it's worth the 2 elixir. It's pretty good. To be honest, it is balanced. Is the Boar better than the Wizard? I'd say it is better. I think it's A. I think its health could be nerfed because it's just too tanky. I'd say that the Cannon Cart is probably an A tier. No, I may even put it at S tier because it's a troop, and it's a building. It's perfect for defense and offense, so I'm gonna put it at S tier. Dark Prince is perfectly balanced. I think we can all agree on that. It has the shield, splash, and it's not too tanky. Dark Goblin is S. It just goes gobble gobble and then kills everything. Archers are so hard. I think that they could be slightly buffed, so I'm gonna put them in C tier. I wouldn't use them. Where do we put the E-Giant? In my experience, he's been an A tier, but I'll put him S tier. Alright, the Electro Spirit. Now, I love the Electro Spirit. I think that he's an A tier. He changed onto so many different cards. Alright, the Elixir Pump. It is D tier. Nobody uses it. You can't use it. It just gets broken instantly, and it's completely useless. I think we can all agree with that. I think that like Fireball and Arrows, they've perfected. They've just been fine. They don't need to be changed because like they're like the base cards. Any of the base cards balanced. Firecracker. Firecracker is S tier. It never dies. It doesn't die from log. You need arrows or something else to kill it, like a fireball, and it just keeps on going backwards and backwards and backwards. Freeze. Freeze is really annoying, but honestly, I think 4 elixir for it is pretty balanced. I'd say that the Furnace is an A tier, in my opinion, because the Furnace, it just does the slow chip damage. They just lose so much tower health. I think Giant is... Thing is, it gets countered so easily, but it's really, really good because it's just a meat shield. So I'm gonna put it in B. Giant Skeleton, oh my god, I hate the Giant Skeleton. I think it's A tier. I think it just needs to be nerfed. Anything, just nerf it a little bit. Giant Snowball is D tier. It needs to be better. It sucks. It only works on a couple of troops. It doesn't work on like the heavy troops, the stuff that you need to get rid of. The Goblin Drill. Where do we think the Goblin Drill goes? I'd say it's D tier. I think it needs a major buff. When have you seen the Goblin Drill being used? It's just a Goblin Barrel, but it has like a little bit more health. Golem, I'd say C. I mean, you can just counter it pretty easily now. And it's so slow, and it doesn't really do anything. But like, the amount of time it takes it to reach your tower, you have so much time to counter it. Graveyard is used really well with a couple of decks, but right now, I think it's worth 4 elixir. Because, like, it spawns basically just, like, a couple of skeletons that can die easily to, like, a Dark Goblin, a Bomber, and we'll maybe get a couple of hits. But, like, 5 elixir for a couple of hits is, like, spent a lot better with a Giant. The Heal Spirit. The Heal Spirit needs to be buffed. It is awful. It's good with, like, yeah, E-Barbs and E-Giants. Even then, it's not that good. It can't be used with like a lot of cards, and it doesn't do any damage. It doesn't do nearly enough healing. I hate the balloon. It needs to be... I mean, right now, it's A tier. The hit speed is just way too fast. Just slow it down. Slow it down. Anyway, the Hog Rider. I'll let you guys decide on this. We're putting the Hog Rider here. It just does like way too much damage. Ice Golem is so good. Alright, Ice Wizard. Ice Wizard is C or D. What do you guys think? Inferno Dragon. I have no idea where to put the Inferno Dragon. Because on one hand, it does a lot of damage. But on the other, it's really bad against certain cards. I'm gonna put it at A tier. I'd say it's a really good defense card. The same thing goes with the Inferno Tower. The Inferno Tower is a really good defense card. Lightning, I'd say, is B tier. Because it's just perfect for countering Wizard. It counters like some flying troops. And like just the back line. So I'd say that's a justification. Lumberjack is A tier. It's just it's a 2 elixir troop because it has the rage spell. I'd say Mega Knight is high A. It's not nearly S. Now everybody knows how to counter the Mega Knight, and it can get kited so easily with the Ice Golem, like a Spirit, and get a King Tower activation. Mini Pekka is A tier. So much damage, counters so many things. Mortar is really, really good for professional players, but anyone who isn't a professional player sucks with Mortar. But I think anywhere in any other arena, you'll find that it's awful. So I'm gonna put it in C tier. Now the Musketeer is an interesting one because it's used in Hog Cycle and she counters a lot of air troops. She grounds the baby dragon. She rounds up the minions, and that's no easy feat. I'd say she's B tier because out of Hog Cycle, kind of useless. Poison is A tier. Gets rid of all those little troops like the Skarmy, the Goblin Gang. Yeah, it does a lot of air killing. The Rage is C tier. Nobody uses the Rage in normal decks. They use it in like Rage E-Barbs or like Rage Balloon. Other than that, it's very, very useless. Rocket is A tier. The reason I'm keeping it from S is because why am I keeping it from S? It is S. It's just so good. It just does a ton of damage. It counters a lot of stuff. I don't know why it wouldn't be S. Royal Giant is also B tier. It used to be OP. Not many people use it because it can get countered with the cannon and a lot of other cards. Skeleton Barrel and Skarmy, I mean, do I need to say more? Skarmy is used everywhere. It can be used for a ton of things. You can counter splash damage too. Skeleton Barrel is really hard to counter at times and does a lot of damage and it has impact damage, which is why I like it. Bone Dragons are C tier. A lot of stuff counters it, but it is good. It just needs to be a little bit more. It's really inconsistent with its splash damage too. Mighty Miner I do like, so I'll put it at A next to the Archer Queen. What do you guys think?